Hey everyone, it's me, Flower Child 567, and I'm coming to you on this wonderful Friday. Oh my gosh, it's so great to see Sasquatch. Hey, Dream Soldier. Hey, you guys. Wonderful to see you. It's a visionary kind of day, isn't it? Yep. Anyways, this is Flower Child 567, and today is what? It's Tamriel Storyteller Hour, and it's an important day too. Well, yesterday kicked it off, but first let me go ahead and get things rolling, all right? So let's open up our podium and pull out our apocryphal tome and open that up. Oh yeah. Now look at what I have here. Do you see this? I have the Jubilee cake for 2024. And if you haven't gotten yours yet, I don't know why. It's such an easy thing to get. And a little later today, I'm going to, on another tune, obviously because I can't, do this little quest to show you how easy it is to get your cake. And there you have it. Let's activate that cake. Check it out. What happens when we activate it? Oh yeah. Now, when you do the quest, you don't get the replica like I did unless you buy it from the special merchant with your tickets. Oh, and look at right here. Look at, you want a piece of cake. You want a slice of cake. Oh, it looks so delicious, doesn't it? Yummy. Okay, now wait until you see how I'm dressed, because I'm wearing a new outfit. Hey, Dream Soldier. Hi, Alone in the Dark. All right, check me out. Yeah, you're looking at me. Let me get over here and pull back so you can see. I am in the second seed outfit. Here, let me show you. So we got this right. We earned this by doing the Jester Festival, which just ended this week. Let me take you there. Let's see. Where do I have to go? I think I have to go into my... Oh, I can go into my character. That's right. My character is going to show you. So I'm wearing the spring outfit. And why didn't I call it what it's called? Well, darn it. Here. We can go over here to the armory. And, oh wait. No, I didn't save it. So, no. I lied. All right. It's the second seed, so hold on a second and I'll show you it. Oops. We go into collections and into armor, and I can show you right here. We'll just go down to where it's at in the special. And this whole outfit, I've got every piece of the outfit on. It's right here. It's called Second Sea Raiment. And it's cool. It comes with this little cap on my head with flowers, and the chest, and the epaulets, or whatever you call them, and my skirt and my boots. This is really designed for Flower Child 567. Yeah. Anyways, that's the outfit, and of course I did dye it. All right, so right now, what's so special about this time is the 10th anniversary celebration in Amsterdam. It's going live right now. So I want to share with you that if you are really into watching the Twitch channel for Bethesda, You've got a 3-hour recording that was done yesterday for the kickoff of it to watch. It's going to be all about the Gold Road, so it's well worth watching and getting caught up on what's happening. And I want to show you the prologue. The prologue is now out for it. There's the little quest I'll do a little later today. And the prologue is, there's a DLC that's free, by the way, if you're an ESO Plus. Let me find the Gold Road. Hold on a second. We got to get over here to Quest Starters. And right there it is. It's called, it's the prologue quest, Prisoner of Fate. And it is the prologue quest for Gold Road. I will be doing that, if not today, tomorrow also. So I'm going to have 2 additional spontaneous live streams. Like I said, one is going to be for the quest, the little event special that we have, and then the other one will be the prologue for the new DLC that is coming out in June, in mid-June. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. Look at all our fun things we can get right now in the store with tickets and yeah. Anyways, event quest for cake's sake, I'll be showing you that a little bit later. I'm sure most of you have already done it, but it's so easy, and I just want to document it on my YouTube channels. So I'll run a Twitch channel, a Twitch episode on that. It'll take all of like a half an hour at the most, with me talking and how I dialogue with all the NPs and all that good stuff. So you have, hey, check it out. Sai Sahan statue right now available. This is one of those humongous statues. That's pretty cool. And and the Mad God's Garden music box came out. So yes, because I'm a music box collector, I grabbed that right away. Anyways, all right, let's get started here, because in honor of the prologue and also the Gold Road, which is going to be dealing with a new Daedra prince, I thought it would be fun to read about the Daedra. And as you can see, I have my bookshelf here, right, with all of the Daedra volumes on it. But instead of open up those books, which I can open up and read, I'm going to go ahead and take you into the lore library to show you that if you haven't purchased those, you too have them at your fingertips. So let's go into the journal and into lore library, and we're going to go down into Shalador's library, and right there is the Daedric Princes. There are 10 volumes, and when you purchase these in world, if you want books like this that you can actually read, let me show you real quick. I know you've seen it before, where you click on it and you open it up and voila, it's right there and you can read it. But if you don't want to have, if you're not into housing and stuff like that, you do acquire them. But here there are 10 of them, and we can read them right here. So today we're going to be looking at Daedric Princes. And I'll tell you what, when I do the prologue episode for you, it's going to be about an hour and a half long episode. I will be reading out loud all the lore I come across, because it's about the forgotten Daedra prince. Here we go. Aedra and Daedra. Aedra and Daedra. The designations of gods, demons, Aedra and Daedra, are universally confusing to the layman. They are often used interchangeably. Aedra and Daedra are not relative terms. They are elvish and exact. Azura is a Daedra, both in Skyrim and Morrowind. Aedra is usually translated as ancestor, which is as close as Cyrillic can come to this elven concept. Daedra means, roughly, not our ancestors. This distinction was crucial to the Dunmer, whose fundamental split in ideology is represented in their mythical genealogy. Aedra are associated with stasis. Daedra represent change. Aedra created the mortal world and are bound to the earth bones. Daedra, who cannot create, have the power to change. As part of the divine contract of creation, the Aedra can be killed. Let me say that again for you. The Aedra can be killed. Witness Lorcan and the moons. The Protean Daedra, for whom the rules do not apply, can only be banished. So it seems that's important to know the difference. Wouldn't you agree? Now I'm just going to go down these a little systematically, all right, because I think that I want to read every single volume here today if I can. Boethiahs Proving. There's so many different ways you can say her name. The following account is true. May it serve as a warning to those with ears to hear and hearts to know. On a certain day, at a certain time, the faithful gathered to perform certain rituals, hoping to gain a glimpse of their master. The day was correct, the summoning true. Flashing a smoking tear through the veil, she, her very self, appeared before them, terrible and resplendent. She came arrayed in ebony, darker than a moonless night, wielding a blade burning hotter than the surface of the sun. And though she wore the guise of a Dunmer warrior queen, she towered above them like a statue carved from the red mountain itself. Why have you disturbed me? Surprised, the first among them prayed, O Boethiah, prince of plots, deceiver of nations, queen of shadows, goddess of destruction, we come to worship thee. She looked down upon her followers, gathered to bear witness. Frowning, she asked the first, Tell me, you who profess to know me, how shall I know you? Afeared, he exclaimed, Each night I pray to thee, each night I call out thy wondrous names. Surely thou must recognize the sound of my voice, thy most devoted of believers. She frowned and let out a long sigh, and then of a sudden he was gone, the air from her lungs dispersing him. Turning to the second, she asked, And you, how shall I measure the worth of your existence? Stunned by the power of her voice, he bowed before her darkening visage. She clamped her hands, and he too was gone. To the third, And you, tell me, how shall I know you apart from such as they were, of whom there is no trace? Shaken and speechless from the nullifications of his brethren, he whispered, Have mercy upon us. She blinked twice. Once he was in agony. Twice he was destroyed. She cast a withering glance across those remaining and said, I do not grant mercy. And so it was with the others, she putting them to proof, they offering none. Finally she came to me, eyes aglow with anger, tongue wet with hate, and said, of all my believers, but two remain. Tell me, second to last, with what shall you prove your existence? Without hesitation I drew forth my blade and buried it in the chest of the other who stood beside me, and without fear replied, ask him whose blood now spouts from my blade if I exist. She smiled, and the gates of oblivion opened between her teeth. Then she said, tell me now, last of my followers, wherefore do you remain where the others do not? I retrieved my blade and offered it up, saying, I'm alive because that one is dead. I exist because I have the will to do so, and I shall remain as long as there are signs of my handwork, such as the blood dripping from this blade. Accepting my gift, she nodded and said, indeed. If in the reading your blood boils in your veins and your mind blazons with fire, then Boethiah calls you. It is then most wise to heed her call. So I am going to skip down here. Oh wait, it's not in this file. There will be a prayer to her a little bit later. She's quite a prince, isn't she? All right, Fragments, Abyssum, Hermaeus, Moras. So Yazgamor collected the laments of the giant wives and brought them to Froa and Grosta, who twisted them into the woeful bowstring, so that Isgramor could restring his mighty bow, Long Launcher. And thereafter did Long Launcher sigh when it was born, and moan when it was shot, and Isgramor decided to take it hunting. And he hunted, and slew much game at moor and frostwood, until he paused at a ford to drink his fill. Then across the stream bounded the white stag of Forogrim, and Isgramor shot at it, and missed, which in no wise pleased him, and he swore to pursue the white stag until it fell to him. But the stag was canny and quiet, and passed as a mist over the snow, so that Isgramor did again and again sight it and lose it. For even the sighting of the woeful bowstring made more sound than did the white stag. When he again lost the trail and stopped, sore vexed, a hare did appear and spake, saying, the stag heeth down into your vale. How knoweth you this? Demanded Isgramor of the hare, which replied, I know, for I have long ears. Yea, had you ears as long as mine, you too could hear your prey whenever it went. Would then, said Isgramor, that my ears were as long as thine. At that the hare's nose did twitch, and Isgramor felt his ears begin to grow and point. But a fox did leap from the coppice and fall upon the hare, slaying it, and Isgramor in wonder felt his ears dwindle to their wonted size. And the fox spake, saying,
Know thou, mortal, that I am sure, and this was nary ere, but indeed Hermaeus, who did nearly trick thee into becoming of elven kind. Rely you hereafter, mortal, upon the foreright methods of man, and eschew the tricks of the elves, lest you become one. Now go, for the white stag awaiteth thee in the vale.
Hermaeus, Pado, Ada, Oi, Nagala, Abba, Aegea, Kava, Apakra, Inagoria, Gandra, Akan. Hermaeus Mora, elder than Ada, abysmal, cephalaric, hearken to the plea of this unworthy, for I come to barter for knowledge denied. That which I seek is named on this parchment, which I consume in your honor, O demon of knowledge, for my desire to know is beyond reckoning, and in recompense whatever price is named shall be met. Hermaeus, Hermaeus, altadum pod home, the con Ea. My next dream was of Apocrypha, where I walked the halls of shadow among the nameless books. Among concepts and arguments I inhaled like smoke. In my left hand was a scroll of vellum, in my right hand a plume, and I wrote histories as I passed, yet the scroll was unfilled, for as I wrote, words beneath the words above vanished. Then I paused at a plinth of lapis, for it contained an object heretofore unremarked, an urn with a curious finial. So I set aside scroll and plume, grasped the finial, and lifted the lid. Within the urn was a vicious and noisome fluid, upon which floated gray and glistening a mortal's organ of thought. And I knew, though I know not how, that the fluid was not brine, and the brain was not preserved, but alive, alert, and brooding with a dark intellect. I dropped the lid and looked up from the urn and saw, beyond the plinth, a long and endless corridor, lined left and right with plinths uncountable, and upon each plinth was its urn, which was why when I awoke my tongue was bitten through. Oh my goodness. Oh, Dream Soldier, you're so funny. You raise your hand and say, Miss Flower. Yes, Dream Soldier, what is it? Hi, Eldritch Girl, where am I? Well, I am in none other than my house on the Tilavani Peninsula. All right, let's go on to the Invocation of Azura. Invocation of Azura by Siglia Harate. For 300 years I have been a priestess of Azura, the Daedric prince of moon shadow, mother of the rose, and queen of the night sky. Every Hugathum, which we celebrate on the 21st of First Seed, we summon her for guidance, as well as to offer things of worth and beauty to Her Majesty. She is a cruel but wise mistress. We do not invoke her on any Hugathum troubled by thunderstorms, for those nights belong to the Mad One, Sheogorath, even if they do not coincide with the occasion. Azura at such times understands our caution. Azura's invocation is a very personal one. I have been priestess to 3 other Daedric princes, but But Azura values the quality of her worshippers and the truth behind our adoration of her. When I was a dark elven maid of 16, I joined my grandmother's coven, worshippers of Molag-Bal, the schemer princes. Blackmail, extortion, and bribery are as much the weapons of the witches of Molag-Bal as is dark magic. The invocation of Molag-Bal is held on the 20th of Evening Star, except during stormy weather. This ceremony is seldom missed, but Molag-Bal often appears to her cultists in mortal guise on other dates. When my grandmother died in an attempt to poison the air of Firewatch, I re-examined my faith in the cult. My brother was a warlock of the cult of Boethiah, and from what he told me, the Dark Warrior was closer to my spirit than the treacherous Molag-Bal. Boethiah is a warrior princess who acts more overtly than any other Daedroth. After years of skulking and scheming, it felt good to perform acts for a mistress, which had direct, immediate consequences. Besides, I liked it that Boethiah was a Daedric of the Dark Elves. Our cult would summon her on the day we called the Gauntlet, the second of sun's dusk. Bloody competitions would be held in her honor, and the duels and battles would continue until 9 cultists were killed at the hands of other cultists. Boethiah cared little for her cultists. She only cared for our blood. I do think I saw her smile when I accidentally slew my brother in a sparring session. My horror, I think, greatly pleased her. I left the cult soon after that. Boethiah was too impersonal for me, too cold. I wanted a mistress of greater depth. For the next 18 years of my life, I worshipped no one. Instead, I read and researched, and in an old and profane tome, I came upon the name of Nocturnal. Nocturnal the night mistress, Nocturnal the unfathomable. And as the book prescribed, I called to her on her holy day, the 3rd of Hearthfire. At last, I had found the personal mistress I had so long desired, and I strove to understand her labyrinthine philosophy, the source of her mysterious pain. Everything about her was dark and shrouded, even the way she spoke and the acts she required of me. It took years for me to understand the simple fact that I could never understand. Nocturnal. Her mystery was as essential to her as savagery was to Boethiah, or treachery was to Molag-Bal. To understand Nocturnal is to negate her, to pull back the curtains cloaking her realm of darkness. As much as I loved her, I recognized the futility of unraveling her enigmas. I turned instead to her sister, Azura. Azura is the only Daedra princess I have ever worshipped who seems to care about her followers. Molag Bal wanted my mind. Boethiah wanted my arms. And Nocturnal, perhaps my curiosity. Azura wants all of that, and our love above all. Not our abject slavering, but our honest and genuine caring in all its forms. It is important to her that our emotions be engaged in her worship, and our love must also be directed inward. If we love her and hate ourselves, she feels our pain. I will, for all time, have no other mistress. Oh boy. All right. That priestess was very dedicated in her worship of Azura, wasn't she? So, hey everyone out there in Viewerland, I see all 34 of you, and I recognize and appreciate all of you, and those of you in chat, posting and saying hi and talking to each other. I adore you. Thank you all for being here for Tamriel Storyteller Hour. Of course, as you probably have guessed by now, if you weren't here at the beginning, I am reading the lore on Daedric princes, and I am now going to open up the volume Modern Heretics. And this is a study of Daedra worship by Hatteras of Gotsfont. You know, we've got some of the most interesting names in Elderscrolls Online, don't we? And I know half of them, probably all of them, I massacre, but I still enjoy letting the names roll off my tongue in an attempt to say them the way the wonderful writers of Elderscrolls Online heard them in their head. And as always, this episode of Tamriel Storyteller Hour is dedicated to the women and men and others who take time, hours of time, to write all of our wonderful backstory to all of our quests here in ESO. Modern Heretics. Daedra worship is not prohibited by law in Cyrodiil. Primarily, this is a result of the imperial charter granted the Mages Guild permitting the summoning of Daedra. Nonetheless, chapel and public opinion is so strongly against Daedra worship that those who practice Daedric rituals do so in secret. However, opinions about Daedra worship differ widely in other provinces. Even in Cyrodiil, traditional opinions have changed greatly over the years, and some communities that worship Daedra survive. Some more traditional Daedra worshippers are motivated by piety and personal conviction, while many modern Daedra worshippers are motivated by a lust for arcane power. In particular, questing heroes of all stripes seek after fabled Daedric artifacts for their potent combat and magical benefits. I personally discovered one community worshipping the Daedra, Lord of Azura, Queen of Dawn and Dusk. A researcher curious about Daedra worship might investigate in several ways: through a study of the literature, through exploration and discovery of ancient Daedric shrines, through questioning local informants, or through questioning worshippers themselves. I used all these means to discover the Shrine of Azura. First, I read books, References like this one may provide a helpful general background concerning Daedric shrines. For example, my research has led me to understand that in Cyrodiil, Daedric shrines are generally represented by statues of Daedra lords. They are generally situated in wilderness locations far from settlements. Each shrine generally has associated with it a community of worshippers, often referred to as a coven. Shrines have associated with them a particular time, often a day of the week, when a Daedra lord might be solicited. A Daedra lord will usually not deign to respond unless they regard a petitioner of sufficient prowess or strength to character. They will only respond if given the proper offering, the secret of which offering is often known only to the community of worshippers in return for the completion of some task or service. The Daedra Lord will often undertake to offer an artifact of power to a successful quester. Then I question locals with an intimate knowledge of the wilderness. Two classes of informants I found especially useful. Well-traveled adventurers who might come across shrines in their travels, and scholars of the Mages Guild. In the case of the Shrine of Azura, both sources were profitable. I discovered a Shadino hunter who had chanced to cross a strange epic statue in his travels. It depicted a woman with outstretched arms. In one hand she held a star, and in the other she held a crescent moon. He had summoned the statue out of superstitious fear, but had marked the location in memory of far north of Shaden Hall, northwest of Lake Arias, high in the Gerald Mountains. After proceeding to the local Mages Guild with a description of the statue, I was able to confirm from its description the identity of the Daedra Lord worshipped. Having discovered the location of the shrine, I visited it and discovered there the community of worshippers. Because of the strength of opinion against Daedra worship, the worshippers were at first reluctant to admit their identity. After I had won their trust, they were willing to divulge to me the secrets of the times when Azura would hear petitions from dusk to dawn, and that the offering required by Azura was glow dust, a substance obtained from the will-o'-the-wisp. I am, of course, nothing more than a scholar, so it did not lie within my power to find a will-o'-the-wisp to obtain glow dust, nor am I certain that Azura would have found me worthy to make such an offering, even had I offered it. Despite this, it was assured that if I had been able to make such an offering, and if it had been accepted, Azura would have given me some sort of quest. Upon its completion, I might have earned the reward of Azura's Star, a Daedric artifact of legendary magical powers. I have since heard rumors of the existence in Cyrodiil of several other Daedric shrines, the Daedric lords to which they are dedicated, and the Daedric artifacts that might be won by questing heroes. Herseeing the Huntsman, for example, is linked in legend to the Savior's hide, a powerful enchanted armor. The hammer Volendrung is associated with Malakoth, lord of monsters, and the eponymously named mace of Malik Bal is also thought to be the object of Daedra worship. Other Daedra lords, their shrines, and their worshippers remain to be discovered by earnest and persistent research. Well, come here, my friends. Come here. We're going out of the lore library for a moment, because I have something. I was one of the questers to Azura Shrine, and I have something to put on you right now. So I wish for you to come to me. Let me give you her glimmer dust. Oh yes, we use it every Friday. Yes, you recognize that, don't you? It's the dust blessing I give you before we translocate And I would like to show you something else that I have earned from my beautiful Azura. I just have to find it here. It may not be in here. I might have to go into my mementos. Yes, I shall go into my mementos. So hold on a moment, because this is important since we have been reading so much of her lore. Oh yes, I have a lot. I have a lot. I should have had this set up for you already. Okay, I think this is it. Or is it this? Perhaps it's... Yes, here it is. I was awarded this from Azura when I stood at her shrine. Beautiful, yes. You all are so nice to me. Sasquatch, thank you. I'm happy that you love this. And Istanbul, I am more than happy to be your lunchtime entertainment. And alone in the dark, you rock too. Well, I think I might. Azura is very important, as you know, as you're hearing, right? Yeah. And she's a good patron. I don't think I have her out. I think I have only Diabella out. Diabella. Let me take a look. Diabella. Oh, maybe this is her. No, I don't think this is. No, it's Meridia. How could I mistake Meridia? Yeah. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is bring out, I think I have a statue of Azura. I think, not sure. In the gallery. Do we have an Azura? Let's see. It would be very sad if we don't. And I'm thinking that maybe we don't have an Azura. Oh, for shame. We do not. Well, isn't that a pity? I know she's got a big and beautiful shrine in Syria. I forget where it's at now. I wanted to say Cyrodiil, but it might be in Cyrodiil. Well, I'm sorry. We don't have a statue of this beautiful Daedric prince. So, you know, that's how it's going to be. Whoops. I thought there was a... We have so many... you can see we have a lot more to read about our Daedra and Aedra, which we will. Next week we'll also be focusing on the Daedra princess, because we only got through modern heretics. But let me go somewhere else. Let me go up here to the Daedric cults. Do I have a book in here? Oh, there we go. See how much more we have to read. I have so much more to read to you. Well, that's all for today, my friends. I can't find what I was hoping for, but when we return, you can see that we have more. We have another session on just the Daedra, okay? The Daedric princes. We will continue reading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5. So that might be all of next week. And then after that, we will go into the Daedric cults, because it's all very important for us, and it's such an integral part of our Elderscrolls Online gaming that I think we all need to know this information, just like I think we need to know all of the lore and to stop and read all of the lore when we are out and about questing, and anytime we come across something, I'm of the belief that we should read it. All right, my friends, so that's it for today. There you have it. Again, this is Flower Child 567. I hope you have enjoyed our day today, our Tamriel Storyteller Hour. And remember, I'll be back a little bit later today to do a spontaneous a Jubilee process to show you the quest and how to get your cakes and all of that stuff if you don't have them, your slices, how to do the achievement. I'll go over that. And then tomorrow I will be doing a spontaneous on the prologue for the Gold Road. And that'll be about an 1.5-hour session. So, and both times I'll be using some of my different tunes that you haven't seen and are not familiar with. And one is just a little baby tune that you'll see later today in the Jubilee. All right, you all, have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you again. I truly appreciate you. Thank you, ESO writers. Bye, everyone.